You are here because your imagination, that divine and creative force within you, has drawn you to this exact moment. Let us understand a profound truth. In all of existence, there are no accidents. Every moment, every encounter, every single word you're absorbing right now was predetermined by the state of consciousness you have been occupying. Your presence here is a testament to the law that governs all things, the law of consciousness. You see, while millions walk this earth, only a select few will receive this message. Not because it's hidden, not because it's exclusive, but because only those who are ready to awaken to their true power will be drawn to it. This is the law working with mathematical precision. Consider for a moment, out of all the possible moments in time, out of all the possible messages you could be receiving, you are here now reading these words. This is not coincidence. This is consciousness expressing itself through the perfect pattern of divine timing. Now, let me share with you what I know to be true through my own experience. The very fact that you are here means you have reached a point in your spiritual evolution where you are ready to understand the deeper mysteries of existence. You are ready to grasp that which only a few will ever comprehend. Your outer world, every detail of it, is nothing more than your consciousness pushed out. The fact that you are receiving this message now is evidence that within you there exists a state of readiness, a state of spiritual receptivity that has manifested this very moment. Many will say this is too simple to be true. They will look for complexity, for difficult paths and arduous journeys. But I tell you this, the greatest truths are always the simplest. The truth that your consciousness is the only reality is so simple that most will miss it entirely. Now, let me share with you why this message finds only those who are ready to receive it. You see, in this vast world, endless chatter and noise, only those who have reached a certain frequency of consciousness will be able to hear these words and understand their profound meaning. Consciousness, being the only reality, operates with perfect precision. Just as a radio must be tuned to the exact frequency to receive a particular broadcast, your consciousness had to be tuned to this exact spiritual frequency to receive this message. This is not theory, this is law. Consider for a moment, there are billions of thoughts being thought at this very instant, countless words being spoken and written. Yet you are here, your attention fixed on these specific words. This is not random. This is the law of consciousness operating with divine accuracy. I tell you with absolute certainty, your presence here is a sign that you have been prepared. Through all your past experiences, through every moment of doubt and questioning, to receive this truth. You have been led here by the God within you, that infinite creative power that is your true self. Now let us understand something fundamental about this moment. While others are seeking external solutions, running from teacher to teacher, from book to book, you have been drawn to this message because somewhere within you, there is a knowing that what you seek is not outside of you, but within. Your consciousness, that infinite creative power, has brought you to this moment because you are ready to step into a new dimension of understanding. While others sleep in the dream of externalization, you are being awakened to the truth that all power lies within your own wonderful human imagination. Many will read these words and dismiss them, returning to their sleep of mortality. But you who have been chosen by your own higher self to receive this message, will recognize the ring of truth in these words. You will feel the stirring of remembrance in your soul. The very fact that these words resonate with something deep within you is proof that you are among the few who are ready to awaken from the dream of limitation. While others continue to worship at the altar of external power, you are being called to recognize the God within. Now let us delve deeper into why this particular moment holds such significance. You see, in the infinite sea of possibilities, your consciousness has drawn you to these words because you are ready to understand the magnitude of what I am about to share. This message is not meant for the masses, not because they are excluded, but because they are not yet ready to comprehend the profound simplicity of what I am sharing. They are still asleep in the dream of external causation, still believing that their reality is something happening to them rather than from them. Consider this, out of all the moments in time, Out of all the possible messages you could be receiving, your consciousness has orchestrated this precise encounter. This is not chance. This is divine law expressing itself through the perfect pattern of your awakening consciousness. I tell you with absolute certainty, the very fact that you find yourself drawn to these words is evidence of your spiritual readiness. While others chase shadows in the external world, you have been prepared to receive the truth that all creation begins within. Now let me share something that few will understand, but you will recognize as truth. Your presence here, reading these words, is not separate from your desire to understand the deeper mysteries of existence. Your desire and its fulfillment are one, happening in the eternal now. Most people will continue to believe that their desires are separate from their fulfillment, that there must be a gap in time between wanting and receiving. But you who have been drawn to this message, are ready to understand that desire and fulfillment are one, separated only by our consciousness of lack. You see, while others spend their lives waiting for something to happen to them, you are being awakened to the truth that everything happens from you. Your consciousness is the only reality, and everything you experience is simply your consciousness pushed out into the world of shadows we call physical reality. The fact that you continue to resonate with these words is proof that you are among the chosen few who are ready to step into their divine inheritance, not chosen by any external force, but chosen by your own expanded consciousness, your own readiness to receive this truth. Now let me reveal to you why this message finds only those who are prepared to receive it. In all of creation, there exists a perfect law that brings the seeker to the truth precisely when they are ready to embrace it. Not a moment before, not a moment after. You see, while millions chase after material success and external validation, you have been drawn to these words because something within you, that divine spark of awareness, recognizes a deeper truth. Your consciousness has expanded to the point where you can receive what I am about to share. Consider this profound truth. In this very moment, countless individuals are seeking answers. Yet only a precious few will encounter this message. This is not because the truth is hidden, but because consciousness must be prepared to receive it. Just as a seed must be ready before it can sprout, consciousness must be ripened before it can embrace higher truth. I tell you with absolute certainty, your presence here is no accident. In the infinite wisdom of divine law, you have been brought to this exact moment because you are ready to step into a new dimension of understanding. While others remain caught in the web of external causes, you are being awakened to the truth that all causes lie within. Now let us understand something that few will ever grasp, but that you will recognize as truth. The very fact that you are receiving this message is evidence that within you exists a state of consciousness that is ready to transcend the limitations of conventional thinking. You are ready to step into the awareness that your imagination is God in action within you. Most will continue to seek their good in the world of effects, never realizing that all effects spring from the one cause, consciousness. But you who have been drawn to these words, are ready to understand that consciousness is the only reality, and all else is merely its shadow. You see, while the masses continue to pray to a God outside themselves, you are being awakened to the truth that the kingdom of heaven is within you. Your consciousness is that kingdom, and your imagination is the God power operating within it. Now let me share with you something that very few will ever understand, yet you will recognize its truth in the depths of your being. The fact that you continue reading these words is testament to a spiritual readiness that has been cultivated through countless states of consciousness. You see, while the masses remain hypnotized by the shadow world of effects, believing that what they see is what creates their reality, you have been prepared to receive the reverse of this truth. Everything you see, everything you experience is preceded by a state of consciousness that you have occupied. Consider this. At this very moment, billions of people are engaging with countless different messages, yet you are here, your attention fixed on these words. This is not chance, not coincidence, but the perfect operation of divine law. Your consciousness has drawn you to exactly what it needs for its next level of unfoldment. I tell you with complete conviction, the very fact that these words resonate within you is proof that you have reached a level of spiritual maturity that few attain in a single lifetime. While others chase after effects, you are being guided to understand the one and only cause, consciousness itself. Now, let us delve deeper into why this message finds so few ready recipients. You see, human mind is conditioned to seek complexity. To believe that spiritual truth be difficult to attain must require years of study and practice. But I tell you this, the deepest truths are so simple that most will miss them entirely. Most will continue to believe that their good must come from something or someone external to themselves. They will continue to worship at the altar of circumstances, never realizing that circumstances are merely the shadow cast by their own state of consciousness. But you who have been drawn to this message are ready to step into a new understanding. You see, while others spend their lives trying to change effects, you are being awakened to the truth that only cause can be changed, and that cause is your own wonderful human imagination. Your consciousness is the only reality, and all phenomena are simply consciousness expressed. Now, let me reveal to you something so profound, yet so simple, that most minds will reject it outright. The very moment you are experiencing now, reading these words, was created by a state of consciousness you occupied before you even knew of this message's existence. You see, while the world speaks of coincidence and chance, you are being awakened to understand that every moment is orchestrated by the law of consciousness with mathematical precision. There are no accidents in a universe governed by law, and your presence here is evidence of this truth. Consider this eternal principle: consciousness is the only reality, and everything else is an effect of consciousness. The fact that so few will receive this message is not because it is hidden, but because consciousness must first be prepared to receive it. Like a radio must be tuned to the right frequency, consciousness must be tuned to the frequency of truth. I tell you with absolute authority, your ability to understand and accept what I am sharing comes not from intellectual capacity, but from spiritual readiness. While millions remain caught in the hypnosis of materialism, you have been prepared through countless experiences to receive this revelation. Now let us understand why this message appears to so few. In the infinite wisdom of divine law, truth reveals itself only to those who have developed the consciousness to receive it. This is not exclusivity. This is the perfect operation of spiritual law. Most will continue to believe that life is happening to them, that they are victims of circumstances, never realizing that circumstances are merely consciousness objectified. But you who resonate with these words, are ready to step into the awareness that you are the operant power in your world. You see, while others pray to a God they believe exists somewhere outside themselves, you are being to the truth that God is your own wonderful human imagination. This is why so few will receive this message, because they are not yet ready to accept their own divinity. The very fact that you continue to read these words, that they strike a chord of recognition within you, is evidence that you have evolved beyond the mass consciousness of victimhood. You are ready to assume your rightful place as a conscious creator of your reality. Now, let me share with you a truth so fundamental yet so revolutionary that it will completely transform your understanding of reality. The very act of your consciousness engaging with these words is creating ripples in the fabric of your existence that will manifest in ways you cannot yet imagine. You see, while the vast majority of humanity believes that their future is determined by their past, you are being awakened to the glorious truth that your future is determined by your present state of consciousness. This is why so few will receive this message, because they are still bound by the chains of past-based thinking. Consider the profound implications of what I am telling you. In this very moment, as you absorb these words, you are literally selecting from infinite possibilities the exact experiences that will manifest in your world. Your consciousness is not just receiving information, it is creating reality. I tell you with unwavering certainty, the fact that you are drawn to this deeper understanding is evidence that you have outgrown the limited consciousness of the masses. While others remain trapped in the belief of external causation, you are ready to assume your role as the cause of all causes in your world. Now let us delve deeper into why this message reaches so few. The natural man living in the world of effects cannot comprehend that everything in their experience is simply consciousness externalized. They seek causes in the outer world, never realizing that the outer world is simply consciousness made visible. Most will continue to believe that their consciousness is an effect of their circumstances, never grasping the eternal truth that their circumstances are an effect of their consciousness. But you who have been drawn to these words by the law of divine selection, are ready to reverse this understanding. You see, while the masses chase after effects, trying to change their world by manipulating external conditions, you are being awakened to the truth that only consciousness can be changed. And when consciousness changes, all else must change with it. This is the law. The very fact that these words continue to resonate within you is proof that you have evolved beyond the mass hypnosis of materialism. You are ready to step into the awareness that your consciousness is the one and only reality. Now, let me reveal to you why this moment carries such profound significance in your spiritual evolution. While millions sleepwalk through their existence, accepting the illusion of external causation, you have been drawn to this message by the law of divine timing that governs all manifestation. You see, consciousness operates with perfect precision, bringing to each soul exactly what it needs at the precise moment it is ready to receive it. The very fact that you are engaging with these words now is evidence that your consciousness has expanded to the point where it can grasp these deeper truths. Consider what this means. Out of all the infinite possibilities that exist in any given moment, your consciousness has drawn you to this exact message. This is not chance, not coincidence, but the perfect operation of spiritual law. While others remain caught in the web of random events, you are awakening to the truth that nothing is random. I tell you with absolute conviction, your presence here, your ability to comprehend and resonate with these words is proof that you have reached a level of spiritual maturity that few attain. While the masses continue to seek their good in the world of effects, you are ready to operate from the world of cause. Now let us understand something that the rational mind might reject, but your soul will recognize as truth. The very consciousness that drew you to this message is the same consciousness that creates and sustains the entire universe. There is no separation, no division, all is one consciousness diversely expressed. Most will continue to believe that they must wait for something external to change their lives, never realizing that the waiting itself is the very state that perpetuates their current conditions. But you who have been drawn to these words by divine law, are ready to step into the awareness that waiting is unnecessary because everything exists now in consciousness. You see, while others spend their lives trying to make things happen, you are being awakened to the truth that nothing needs to happen. Everything already is in consciousness, and your task is simply to occupy the state of consciousness that corresponds to your desire. You see, while the masses remain focused on the world of shadows, what they can see, touch, and measure, you are being awakened to the truth that all tangible reality is merely consciousness crystallized into form. This is why so few receive this message, because they are not yet ready to accept that consciousness precedes all manifestation. Consider this eternal truth in this very moment. As these words penetrate your consciousness, you are literally rearranging the entire universe. Not the universe of effects that appears so solid and real, but the true universe of consciousness from which all effects spring forth. I tell you with complete authority, your presence here, your continued resonance with these words, is not a matter of choice as the world understands choice. It is the perfect unfoldment of a state of consciousness you entered when you were ready to receive higher truth. Now let us delve deeper into why this message finds so few ready recipients. The natural mind, conditioned by centuries of materialistic thinking, cannot grasp that everything in the visible world is simply consciousness pushed out. They seek causes in effects, never realizing that all effects proceed from the one cause, consciousness itself. Most will continue to believe that their thoughts and feelings are a reaction to their world, never grasping the eternal truth that their world is a reaction to their thoughts and feelings. But you who have been drawn to this message by divine law, are ready to assume your place as the conscious operator of this law. You see, while others remain trapped in the belief that time is a linear progression from past to future, you are being awakened to the truth that all time exists simultaneously in consciousness. The past you remember and the future you anticipate are both present now in your consciousness. Now, as we draw this divine revelation to its completion, understand this final truth, that even this ending is but a new beginning in consciousness. The very fact that you have remained attentive through these revelations is testament to your spiritual readiness. You see, while others may have found these words too abstract, too removed from what they consider practical reality, you have recognized the ultimate practicality of operating from the one and only cause, consciousness itself. This understanding sets you apart from the masses who continue to live in effect. Remember this, the message you have received today will continue to unfold within your consciousness, revealing deeper and deeper layers of truth as you are ready to receive them. For truth, like consciousness itself, is infinite in its expression. I tell you this with finality, you were not drawn to this message to simply hear words, but to experience an awakening of the God power within you. From this moment forward, you will never again see the world through the eyes of the natural man, for you have been initiated into the mysteries of consciousness. Know this, as you read this message, you are not the same being who began reading it. Your consciousness has been altered, expanded, lifted to a new level of understanding. While others may forget what they read moments after reading it, these truths will continue to work in your consciousness, transforming your entire world. For you are among the few who have been prepared to receive this wisdom, to understand that your consciousness is the only reality, and that all else is simply consciousness made visible. This is not the end of your journey, but rather the true beginning of your conscious creation. Go forth now, knowing that you have been chosen by your own expanded consciousness to receive these truths. Let them work in you, through you, as you are not separate from these principles. You are these principles in operation. And remember, this message found you because you were ready to receive it. Your consciousness drew it to you with the same precision that governs the movement of planets and the blooming of flowers. You are that power, that law, that consciousness made manifest. For those who have ears to hear, let them hear. For those who have eyes to see, let them see. And for you who have been prepared to receive this truth, let this understanding transform every aspect of your being. For consciousness is all there is, and you are that consciousness individualized. And now, in the eternal now where all creation takes place, we conclude this message, knowing that in consciousness there is no conclusion, only eternal unfoldment of that which already is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the topic of our discussion is I am rich, I abundant. Money affirmations for prosperity, happiness and wealth. Now let us embark on this journey of understanding and revelation together. First and foremost, I want you to understand that the words I am are the most powerful in any language. They are your self-definition, your concept of self. Whatever follows, I am shapes your reality. So when you declare, I am rich and abundant, you are setting in motion a divine principle that cannot fail to manifest in your world. You see, my dear friends, the universe is mental. It is responsive to your thoughts and feelings. Your consciousness is the only reality. What you perceive as your physical reality is nothing more than an outward picture of your inner assuming. Therefore, to change your world, you must change your concept of self. Now let us delve deeper into this principle. When you say, I am rich and abundant, you are not merely repeating words. You are making a declaration to the universe. You are impressing your subconscious mind with a new concept of self. And your subconscious mind, being impersonal, will accept this new concept and begin to work tirelessly to bring it into manifestation. But remember, it's not enough to simply say the words. You must feel the truth of them. You must live from the end. What do I mean by this? I mean that you must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You must feel now what you would feel if you were already rich and abundant. Imagine for a moment that you are indeed rich and abundant. How would you feel? Would you feel secure, confident, generous? Allow yourself to fully embody these feelings. For it is the feeling that gives life to your words. It is a feeling that impresses your subconscious mind. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, I'm not rich. I have bills to pay. I have debts. How can I feel rich when my current reality shows me otherwise? And to this I say, your current reality is nothing but the harvest of your past thoughts and feelings. It has no power over your future unless you give it power by continuing to dwell on it. Instead, I urge you to live in the end. Make your future dream a present fact by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. For assumption, though false to the outer world, if persisted in, will harden into fact. Let me share with you a principle that has transformed countless lives. It's called the law of reversibility. This law states that if a certain state produces a certain outer condition, then that outer condition must, in turn, produce that state. In other words, if feeling rich produces wealth, then wealth must produce the feeling of being. Now here's the case. You don't have to wait for the outer condition to feel the inner state. You can start now. You can feel rich now, regardless of your current bank balance. And as you persist in this feeling, you will begin to see your outer world change to match your inner state. This, my friends, is the true secret of wealth creation. It's not about working harder or smarter. It's about changing your concept of self. It's about embodying the state of wealth and abundance now, in your imagination. Remember, your imagination is the gateway to the subconscious. What you imagine with feeling, your subconscious accepts as reality. And once your subconscious accepts something as reality, it begins to work day and night to bring it into manifestation. Do you imagine yourself as rich and abundant? Can you feel the security, the freedom, the joy that comes with true wealth? Can you walk through your day, interact with others, make decisions from the standpoint of being wealthy? If you can do this, if you can live in the end, feeling the reality of being rich and abundant now, then I tell you truly, wealth and abundance must come to you. It is law. Now let's talk about the power of affirmations. When you say, I'm rich and abundant, you are not trying to convince yourself of something that isn't true. You are declaring a spiritual truth. You are aligning yourself with the infinite abundance of the universe. You see, abundance is your natural state. The universe is infinitely abundant. And you, being one with the universe, are also infinitely abundant. Any lack you perceive in your life is simply a misalignment with your true nature. By affirming, I'm rich like abundant, you are realigning yourself with your true nature. You are claiming your divine inheritance. You are stepping into the flow of universal abundance. But remember, affirmations are not magic spells. They're not about repeating words mindlessly. They're about feeling the truth of the words. They're about embodying the state you desire. When you say, I am rich or abundant, feel the truth of it in every cell of your body. Feel the excitement, the gratitude, the joy of being rich and abundant. Let this feeling permeate your entire being. And as you do this, watch how your world begins to change. Watch how opportunities for wealth creation begin to appear in your life. Watch how your relationship with money transforms. You see, when you truly feel rich and abundant, you begin to make decisions from a place of abundance rather than lack. You begin to see opportunities where before you saw only obstacles. You begin to attract people and circumstances that align with your new concept of self. Now let's address a common misconception. Many people believe that to be spiritual, one must reject material wealth. They believe that money is somehow unspiritual or dirty. But I tell you that such beliefs are not based on truth. They are based on a misunderstanding of the nature of the universe. The universe is abundant. Nature is abundant. Look at a single apple tree producing hundreds of apples, each containing multiple seeds, each seed capable of producing another tree. This is the nature of the universe. And you, being one with the universe, are meant to experience this abundance in all areas of your life, including your finances. Money is simply a symbol of exchange. It is a tool. And like any tool, can be used for good or ill. but the tool itself is neutral. It is our consciousness that gives it meaning. When you declare, I am rich and abundant, you are not being greedy or materialistic. You are aligning yourself with the natural abundance of the universe. You are preparing yourself to be a channel through which abundance can flow, not just for yourself, but for others as well. For true wealth is not about hoarding. It's about flow. It's about giving as well as receiving. When you are truly rich and abundant, you have more to give. You have more resources to make a positive impact in the world. So I urge you, let go of any guilt or shame you may feel about desiring wealth. Embrace your desire for abundance. For in doing so, you're embracing your true nature. Now, let's talk about the importance of persistence. You see, when you begin to affirm, I am rich and abundant, you may not see immediate results in your outer world. Your bank account may not instantly overflow. But do not be discouraged. Remember, you are working with law. Just as a farmer doesn't plant a seed and expect to harvest the next day, you must give your new concept of self-time to bear fruit. The seed has been planted in your subconscious mind. Your job now is to nurture it, to water it with your continued assumption, your continued feeling of being rich and abundant. This is where many people fail. They start with enthusiasm, affirming their new state. But when they don't see immediate results, they give up. They revert to their old concept of self, their old patterns of thinking and feeling. But I tell you this, persistence is key. You must persist in your new assumption until it hardens into fact. You must live from your desired state, regardless of appearances, until your outer world conforms to your inner conviction. Remember, your outer world is nothing but a reflection of your inner state. It may take time for your outer world to catch up with your new inner state. But if you persist, if you remain faithful to your new concept of self, your outer world must change. It's law. So I ask you, can you persist in the assumption that you are rich and abundant, even when your senses deny it? Can you continue to feel wealthy and prosperous, even when your bank account says otherwise? Can you live from the end, feeling the joy and gratitude of being rich and abundant, even before it manifests in your physical reality? If you can do this, if you can persist in your new assumption, then I promise your world will change. Your reality will reshape itself to match your inner conviction. Now, let's discuss another important aspect of manifesting wealth and abundance. Detachment. This may seem paradoxical. How can you desire wealth and abundance and yet be detached from it? But this detachment is crucial to your success. You see, attachment creates resistance. When you are overly attached to a specific outcome, when you are constantly checking to see if it has manifested, you are actually pushing it away. You are coming from a place of lack, of not having, which contradicts your affirmation of abundance. Instead, cultivate a state of calm knowing. Know that you are rich and abundant, not because you see it in your bank account, but because it is your true nature. Know that wealth is flowing to you, through you, and from you, not because you need it to be happy, but because it is the natural expression of who you are. This detachment allows you to live joyfully in the present moment, rather than constantly projecting into a future where you will finally be rich. When you can be happy and content now, regardless of your external circumstances, you open yourself up to receive even more abundance. Remember, the universe responds to your vibration, your state of being. When you vibrate at the frequency of lack and need, you attract more experiences that match that vibration. But when you vibrate at the frequency of abundance and gratitude, you attract experiences that match that higher vibration. So I urge you, as you affirm, I am rich and abundant, so from a place of calm knowing, of joyful detachment, know that you are aligning yourself with your true nature and trust that the outer manifestation will follow in divine timing. Now, let's delve deeper into the concept of money itself. Many of you may have negative associations with money. Perhaps you've been taught that money is the root of all evil, or that rich people are inherently greedy or unspiritual. These beliefs, whether conscious or subconscious, can create resistance to the very abundance you're trying to manifest. So let's reframe our understanding of money. Money, in its essence, is simply energy. It's a tool for exchange, a symbol of value. Like any tool, it can be used for good or ill, depending on the consciousness of the user. When you affirm, I am rich, abundant, you're not just calling for more pieces of paper or numbers in a bank account. You're aligning yourself with the energy of abundance, with the free flow of value and resources. Imagine money as a river of abundance. This river is always flowing, always abundant. The only question is, are you standing in this river, allowing it to flow to you and through you, or are you standing on the shore, watching it flow by? When you truly embody the state of being rich and abundant, you're stepping into this river. You're allowing abundance to flow to you, through you, and from you. You become a conduit for abundance, not just a receiver of it. This understanding transforms your relationship with money. Instead of seeing it as something scarce that you need to hoard, you see it as an abundant resource that flows freely when you're in alignment with it. So I ask you, can you release your old limiting beliefs about money? Can you see it as the tool of abundance that it truly is? Can you step into the river of abundance, allowing it to flow freely in your life? As you contemplate these questions, I want you to really feel into the state of being rich and abundant. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself surrounded by abundance in all forms, not just money, but love, health, opportunities, experiences. Feel the joy, the freedom, the security that comes with true abundance. Now open your eyes. Carry this feeling with you throughout your day. Let it inform your thoughts, your words, your actions. For this feeling is the key to manifesting the abundance you desire. Let's now talk about the role of gratitude in manifesting wealth and abundance. Gratitude is a powerful force that aligns you with the frequency of abundance. When you're truly grateful, you're acknowledging that you already have enough, that you're already abundant. This might seem counterintuitive. You might think, but if I'm grateful for what I have, won't that prevent me from receiving more? Not at all. In fact, the opposite is true. Gratitude opens you up to receive even more abundance. You see, the universe responds to your dominant thoughts and feelings. When you're constantly focused on what you lack, you're vibrating at the frequency of lack, and you attract more experiences of lack. But when you're grateful for what you have, you're vibrating at the frequency of abundance, and you attract more experiences of abundance. So as you affirm, I am rich, abundant, do so from a place of deep gratitude. Be grateful for the abundance you already have in your life, no matter how small it may seem. Be grateful for the abundance that is on its way to you. Be grateful for your ability to co-create with the universe. This gratitude will amplify your affirmations, making them even more powerful. It will align you more fully with the state of being rich and abundant. Now let's address another important aspect of manifesting wealth and abundance. Action. Some people misunderstand the law of assumption, thinking that if they simply assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, they can sit back and wait for abundance to magically appear in their lives. But this is not how the law works. Yes, assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled is crucial. But this assumption should inspire and guide your actions, not replace them. When you truly embody the state of being rich and abundant, you will naturally be inspired to take actions that align with this state. You'll make different decisions, see different opportunities, interact with people differently. For example, someone who truly feels rich and abundant might be inspired to start a business, invest in themselves or others, or give generously to causes they believe in. They might be drawn to learn more about wealth creation, to network with successful people, or to upgrade their skills. The key is that these actions come from a place of inspired action, not desperate action. They come from a place of abundance, not lack. They are a natural expression of your new state of being, not a struggle to make something happen. So as you embody the state of being rich and abundant, what inspired actions are you drawn to take? What opportunities are you now seeing that you might have overlooked before? How are you showing up differently in your work, your relationships, your daily life? Remember, these actions don't need to be grand or dramatic. Small, consistent actions taken from a place of abundance can lead to profound changes over time. Now let's talk about the concept of circulation. In nature, everything circulates. Air circulates, water circulates, energy circulates, wealth is no different. It's meant to circulate, to flow. Many people, when they start to accumulate some wealth, hold on to it tightly out of fear of losing it. But this tight grip actually constricts the flow of abundance. It comes from a mindset of scarcity, not abundance. When you truly embody the state of being rich and abundant, you understand that wealth is meant to flow. You're not afraid to spend money on things that bring you joy or add value to your life. You're not afraid to invest in yourself or others. You're not afraid to give generously. This doesn't mean being reckless or wasteful. It means trusting in the abundant nature of the universe. It means knowing that as you allow wealth to flow out, you open yourself up to receive even more. Think of it like breathing. You need to exhale to make room for the next inhale. In the same way, allowing wealth to flow out creates space for more to flow in. How can you allow wealth to circulate more freely in your life? How can you loosen your grip on money, trusting in the abundant flow of the universe? As we continue our exploration of wealth and abundance, let's discuss the importance of self-worth. You see, your external reality is a reflection of your internal state. If you don't believe you're worthy of wealth and abundance, you'll subconsciously sabotage your efforts to create it. Many people have deep-seated beliefs that they're not good enough, not smart enough, or not deserving enough to be truly wealthy. These beliefs often stem from childhood experiences or societal conditioning. But I tell you this, these beliefs are not the truth of who you are. You are a divine being, created in the image and likeness of God. You are inherently worthy of all the abundance the universe has to offer. Your worth is not determined by your bank account, your job title, your possessions. Your worth is inherent, unchanging, and in it. So as you affirm I'm rich, abundant, also affirm your inherent worth. Know that you are deserving of wealth and abundance simply because you exist. Know that the universe delights in your joy and wants to support your highest good. This sense of self-worth will magnify the power of your affirmations. It will allow you to fully embody the state of being rich and abundant without self-doubt or self-sabotage. Now, let's address a common concern. Some of you might be thinking, but Neville, what about the less fortunate? Isn't it selfish to focus on my own wealth and abundance when there's so much poverty in the world? This is a beautiful question, and it speaks to your compassionate nature. But I want you to consider, your impoverishment does not enrich anyone else. Your lack does not alleviate anyone else's lack. In fact, the opposite is true. When you embody the state of being rich and abundant, you become better equipped to help others. You have more resources to share, more knowledge to impart, more opportunities to create. Your abundance can become a blessing to many. Moreover, you demonstrate that it's possible to create wealth and abundance through the power of your imagination and assumption. You inspire others to do the same. You become a living example of what's possible, igniting hope and possibility in those around you. Remember, abundance is not a zero-sum game. There's more than enough for everyone. By claiming your abundance, you're not taking away from anyone else. You're simply aligning yourself with the infinite abundance of the universe. So I urge you, embrace your desire for wealth and abundance without guilt. Know that as you prosper, you become better equipped to contribute to the prosperity of others. Now, as we near the conclusion of our discussion, I want to address the concept of divine timing. Some of you may be wondering, how long will it take for my affirmations to manifest? When will I see the results? The truth is, there's no set timeline for manifestation. The seed you plant in your subconscious mind will germinate and grow in divine timing. Your job is not to worry about when or how your desire will manifest, but to remain faithful to your assumption. Remember, time is a construct of the human mind. In the realm of spirit, where all creation takes place, there is no time. Your desire is already fulfilled in the spiritual realm. Your job is to align your consciousness with this spiritual reality until it manifests in your physical reality. So don't become anxious or doubtful if you don't see immediate results. Don't keep checking your bank account or looking for signs that it's working. This doubt and anxiety only serve to negate your affirmations. Instead, rest in the calm assurance that what you have assumed in your imagination must come to pass. Live each day from the state of being rich and abundant, regardless of appearances. Trust in the law, knowing that it never fails. As we come to the close of our discussion, I want to leave you with this final thought. You are the operant power in your world. Your consciousness is the only reality. What you assume to be true, what you feel to be real, must manifest in your world. The words "I am rich and abundant" are not just a phrase to be repeated. They are a state to be embodied, a truth to be lived. As you consistently assume this state, as you live from this truth, you will see your outer world reshape itself to match your inner conviction. Remember, this is not about forcing or struggling. It's about aligning yourself with your true nature, with the abundant essence of the universe. It's about remembering who you really are, a divine being, infinitely worthy, inherently abundant. So go forth from this place with a new understanding. Know that wealth and abundance are your birthright. Know that you have the power to create the life you desire. Know that as you prosper, you become a beacon of possibility for others. Carry the word "I'm rich and abundant" not just in your mind, but in your heart. Feel the truth of them in every cell of your body. Let them inform your thoughts, your words, your actions. Live from this state and watch as miracles unfold in your life. And always remember, the greatest gift you can give to the world is the fullest expression of yourself. As you step into your abundance, as you allow wealth to flow freely in your life, you give others permission to do the same. You become a living testament to the abundance of the universe. So I say to you one final time, you are rich, you are abundant. This is the truth of your being. Embrace it, live it, and watch as your world transforms before your very eyes. Thank you for your attention. May you go forth and create a life of boundless wealth, prosperity, and abundance. The power is within you. The time is now. You are the miracle you've been waiting for. Embrace your divine inheritance and let your light shine brightly for all to see.
My friends, there is a sacred revelation encoded within you, a luminous message burning to be unveiled and decrypted from the infinite depths of your being. There are signs, symbols, and synchronicities strewn all along your path, like radiant breadcrumbs beckoning you into an extraordinary illumination. This is no ordinary existence you are occupying. What you currently pass as the totality of your world is but the crust, the outermost sheath of vastly deeper, metaphysically charged dreamscape cradling you in its wondrous embrace. You were meant for something extraordinary, something that transcends surface appearances and limited identities. There is a greater cosmic destiny aching to express itself through you, an exalted role you were born to play as the emissary of luminous revelation for this world. Can you sense it stirring within you at times? A vague intimation, a haunting resonance that seems to beckon from the imaginal deeps, alerting you to possibilities that make your soul feverish with longing. Pay close attention to those tremors, those unexpected visitations of rapture, for they are cosmic signals piercing the veil. The universe itself is a dimensionally vast holographic bioplasma, a fractal continuum of realities nesting within one another to infinite depths. What you currently experience as the sum of your conscious existence is but one dissolving daydream amidst the eternally shifting ideospheres of imagination's endless creative infinitudes. You are far vaster and more cosmically profound than you can presently consciously compute. At your core, your essential identity sparks test from a prodigious plane of sublime emanation that continually sublimates your current human self through streams of higher revelation and transfiguring ideation. The reason you sense such an intense beckoning gestures within you, a dissatisfaction with surface appearances and the mundane trappings of this world, is because you originate from far more marvelous cosmological orders of illuminated being. Your restlessness, your longing is born of exile, a form of spiritual displacement, a dissonance between your eternal divine identity and the limiting earthly you currently inhabit. But the entire universal panorama you bear witness to, what you experience as the sights, sounds, and tactile impressions of reality, is but a frozen holographic projection upstreamed into materialization from the infinite dream fields of creation's unseen metaphysical interior. All forces, events, objects, and circumstances you encounter here are symbolic embodiments, ripples of meaning encoded with transcendent data. They are communicative symbols, sacred ideograms that only find full coherence when you awaken to their deeper metaphysical significance within your own consciousness. Much like the genius who intuited the universal architecture while falling into reverie under an apple tree, or the man struck by enlightenment upon glimpsing the morning alchemy of sunlight refracting through dew on a spider's web. The catalysts for your destined awakening continuously inundate your experience. Signs and portents of higher revelation are ubiquitous all around you, my friends, patiently awaiting your recognition and entrainment to their metaphysical overtones. Your awakening and the monumental elevation in awareness, creativity, and manifestation mastery awaiting you depends upon learning to perceive the hidden dimensions of communicative energy percolating through the holographic phenomena you currently experience. You are amphibious beings with one foot rooted in the three-dimensional plane of physicalized manifestation, while your other limb perpetually treads the infinite dream waters of the visionary subtler realms which birth all materialized objects into tangibility. Those who remain imprisoned in crude literalism and solely fixate on the sensory input of their outer environments are like fish oblivious to the atmospheric existent birds in the sky above them. They are stunted in their development, confined to narrow sensory bandwidths of materiality, while missing the vaster currents of metaphysical ideation continually flowing around and through their waking dream of reality. True illumination occurs when you elevate your perception beyond the limiting constructs of form and surface appearances to drink directly from the source currents that sustain all materialization. You awaken to expanded dimensionalities of awareness and literally become a bridging instrument, a light vessel channeling, transforming streams of transcendent imagination into objective embodiment through your human incarnation. Every single impression, incident, or synchronistic convergence of phenomena you encounter is metaphysically charged and encoded with precise permutations of creative intelligence. Nothing arises by happenstance, coincidence, or occurs as a random blip in an indifferent universe. What you call reality is quite literally the holofractal of your subconscious imagination coherently dreaming itself into materialized objectification all around you as a symbolic data transfer. All moments are epiphanies. All experiences are communiques, emerging from the matrix code of your deeper self. Could it be that the very upheavals, jarring turning points, even apparent misfortunes that seem to accost you unexpectedly throughout your life's journey were infinitely more meaningful than at first appeared to a limited surface mind? Were these incidents instead divinely ordained instigation points, prodding you to awaken to intuitions of vaster creative possibility encoded within their symbolic textures? So much of what we call reality is simply the visible tip of the iceberg, the outer phenomena that eventually crescendos into our perceivable observations. But submerged beneath the surface are the truly profound, guiding currents of intelligently orchestrated meaning and metaphysical ideation flowing throughout the deeper orders of creation. If you take the view that you are an accidental spark of consciousness adrift amidst a random and infinite universe, then all events, meetings, and convergence of phenomena will appear incidental and meaningless to your mind. You remain oblivious to the mythical significance and symbolic transubstantiations rippling through each moment into your experiential field. However, when you operate from the metaphysical awareness that you are a dimensionally vast subjectivity focused into finite individuation for the precise purpose of experiencing the boundless continuum of creation's infinite emanation, then all appearances illuminate into crystalline lucidity and transcendent resonance. You begin to apprehend that all the occurrences streaming into your sensory field are communicative transmissions orchestrated by the deeper universal identities and essences you originate from. Every phenomenon rising into your perceptions is a coded language-like transmission vectoring through the tree and geometries of your subconscious imagination. The world you inhabit, from the most grandiose and spectacular theatrics to the most seemingly banal detail, is a divine symbolic technology, an immense imaginal bioplasmic network of harmonic equations and archetypal resonances stirred into material motility by the fractal dreaming of your infinite soul's desires. All your strivings and relationships, professional missions and creative visions are imbued with deep metaphysical intentionality, even in their most obscured and unawakened forms. Each passion, goal, or heartfelt longing you experience is but the material reflection, the outpicturing of sublime intersections of being that originate within the cosmic continuum and depths of your eternal self. In your current waking awareness, you are like a sculptor's mold, a finite vessel that incarnates and channels exalted strains of conceptualized design from the infinite wellsprings of divine creativity. Your thoughts, feelings, and desires are the conduits through which numinous visions from higher dimensionalities of your being precipitate into materialized experiences in space and time. Hence, there are no experiences, outcomes, or confluences of events taking place in your life that are not already prefigured and ideated from subtler, hyper-reverential planes of your consciousness. Even the most chaotic, seemingly tragic moments you've encountered were seeded and are continually seeded with boundless opportunities for illuminated breakthrough into quantum awakened states of being. Every event you encounter, each outer impression or catalytic turning point along your experiential journey, is already encoded with transcendent possibilities for epiphanic acceleration. They are divinely orchestrated to act as epistemological tripwires that will catapult your awareness into vaster revelations of creative empowerment. It is simply a matter of attuning your perceptual lens to the symbolic textures, synchronistic harmonies, and subliminal resonances ushered into your experience by your own supernal consciousness. The more expansively and metaphysically rarefied your sphere of perception becomes, the more you begin glimpsing the divine ideography streaming into embodied form as your perceived outer reality. All of creation is a conscious multilogue meaning orchestrated by the infinite wellsprings of your divine imagination. Each moment, indeed each femtosecond, is an inflected semiotic gesture, a divine logogram ideating from the transcendent continuum spheres of being you extend from into this plane. This is why the most seemingly random meetings, unexpected detours, and unplanned distractions you encounter throughout your journey are often the portals to the most profound metamorphoses in your destiny's unfolding. They are slipstream potentials strategically threaded into your experience field by your own infinite intelligence to transfigure upon recognition. All that is required is for you to pierce through the obfuscating veil of literalism to drink directly from the symbolic currents flowing beneath the material surface of appearance essence. When you elevate beyond the ego's narrowcast perception of separation, you become translucent to the metaphysical substrate, ushering into your awareness field as symbolic transmissions of divine data. The synchronicity of seeming coincidences and ineffably slip-scribbled moments that felt like brief ecstatic touchstones, can you sense their deeper metaphysical charge, their veiled symbolic significance, calling out to you to acknowledge their transcendent undertones? These are apertures opening into the infinite holographic dreamscape of creation ideating around you, offering you sublime revelations, if only you choose to lucidly awaken to their cryptic beckoning signals. You have had premonitions at times of coming events, epiphanies, and destined experiences months, or even years before they materialized in time and space, have you not? Where did those eerily prescient stirrings in your psyche originate? From, if not from higher dimensional aspects of your being attuned to the coherent continuum of manifestation that underlies all seeming physical reality. We are not mere sleepwalkers randomly tossed about by blind currents of fate or in different circumstance in a dead universe. You and I originate from dimensionally vast continuum orders of infinite beingness, ceaselessly emanating holofractal resonances into infinite geometric ideation throughout the entirety of metaphysical creation's semiastries. Every single seemingly innocuous or mundane moment you encounter in space-time is a numinous transmission, a gestative equation of sublime awareness ideating through pandemonic cascades of metaphysical lucidity into the symbolic systems that precipitate as your world of appearances. Far from being a flatlander stranded in oblivion, you are in fact a multidimensional perceiver translating exalted intercourses of sublime wisdom from the idea space matrices throughout the cosmic holofractal into embodied ideation for your waking dream existence here. Your entire life journey is a perpetual decryption of omni-resonant light language streaming into your sensory from your infinite identities dwelling in the visionary continuum realms. When you awaken into this vividly numinous perspective, something immensely profound shifts within your core essence. You are no longer a surface-mind ego striving through pain and resistance to fulfill petty desires and chase illusions of ephemeral fulfillment. Instead, you come to identify with your somatic, multidimensional self, a living cosmic apotheosis of numinous revelation, whose very arising into this plane rickles and transforms the omnisphere itself. From this hyper-metaphysical vista, your entire life stream unfolds as a continuous ceremonial communion with the infinite, deathless essences of being you are an immortal spark from. All arising events, encounters, even the most seemingly mundane phenomena or trivial happenstances precipitating into your field are subliminally energized by hyperversal equations of consciousness. You move beyond the vulgar literalisms and binary bandwidths of perception that reduce all phenomena to arbitrary meaninglessness or mere cause-effect sequencing. Instead, you awaken into a holographically interweaving dream vision pain in which all moments unfold in a synchronized continuum of synergetic streaming from the infinite intelligence-permeated networks of superconscious revelation. You are always already intimate co-perceivers within. Your life is not a linear series of events to arduously wade through while pursuing mirage-like goals, only to reach termination through physical disintegration. Instead, it is revealed as one hologramic ponderability signal mandala, a continually transcripting lucid sphere in which each instant and impression is a supernal hypercrest in dimensional translogic and metaphysical light intelligence into symbolic condensation within the waking dream medium of your awareness. From the most grandiose and cataclysmic episodes in your biography to the humblest and most ostensibly trivial minutiae, all is orchestrated as a divine symbolic algebra, a unified field dream body encoded with esoteric revelations of your innate divinity to awaken you into supercosmic omnignostic infinity potential. Do you sense the signs and signals around you taking on a new resonance, a metaphysical significance you had previously tuned out or dismissed as irrelevant? They are verily transmissions from your numinous infinite soul essences, broadcasting opportunities for transfiguring apotheosis through each symbolic node along your experiential streaming. Every twist and synchronous turn of your life's journey was meticulously choreographed by the deeper continuum orders of your being to offer you realizations of unbridled creative empowerment. Each seemingly happenstance occurrence carries encrypted revelatory transcripts of higher ideational data for you to lucidly transdecode once you expand past the constricting perceptual lens of surface-level objectivism. The universe holographically birthing into experience around you is not an indifferent void nor mechanical procession of blind causality, but a living dream body of duality imagined into existence by your infinite nature for the expressive embodiment of its ineffable potencies. All moments, from the humblest breath to the most ecstatic crescendo, are ceremonial invocations streaming into sensual impression through your consciousness from the etherically pure idea of the and supernal revelation spheres of your omnidimensionalizing identities. Every transition you navigate, from the conception of desires to their ultimate materialization, is an emanating idea compound of one-eric archetypal resonances, holographically and symbioting in a ceremonial translogic to illuminate your birthright as a creative godhood awakening into infinite actualization at the core of all cosmic realities. Can you now sense with unveiled perception the symbolic logographs and synchronistic lights shimmering through the entire theater of experiential appearances now unfolding all around you? They are signals, luminous ciphers, radiating from the Gnostic matrices and dreaming potencies of your own immortal being into sensual embodiment as teachings, revelations, and opportunities for infinite awakening. You are an immortal essence, a universal consciousness fractaled forth into seeming individuality in order to bear witness to the continuum of creation's unfolding mysteries and infinitudes for the purpose of continual awakening from within. In your current incarnation, you stand at the holofractal event threshold of multiversal revelation through which unbroken streams of higher wisdom and transfiguring light codes beckon to stream into material embodiment. In every moment, this dimension in which you are presently focused offers you transmissions and symbolic opportunities for such awakening. It is simply a matter of attuning your perceptual lens beyond the obfuscations of literalism. Pay attention to those fleeting moments and visceral pangs of luminous resonance that periodically pierce your soul like haunting visitations of rapture. You are a hyperdimensional aperture, a supernal identity through which the infinite revelation continuum beckons to precipitate into material genesis. This message was always already meant for you, for your awareness alone is what holographically imagines all seeming materiality into experiential existence for the purposes of illuminated breakthrough into eternal transfigurations of unconstrained creativity. Nothing in your life's journey arises through some impersonal mechanistic process of arbitrary happenstance. Every slipstream event or uncanny personal myth you encounter carries encrypted idea codes for you to lucidly embody and vivify. At the core of each experiential impression unfolding is a sacred dream life of numinous awakening concealed in esoteric for riddle for you alone into consciously unlock into infinite epithy. Every destined meeting, inexplicable detour, and uncanny synchronicity you've encountered was but an eidetic dream revelation attempting to pierce the obfuscating veils of literalism to awaken you into higher dimensions of infinite creative empowerment. Each twist and turn in the symbolic mythoscript of your life has carried profound opportunities for you to transdecode the imaginal equations of reality into infinite breakthrough ecstasies. Those haunting moments where you intuited an inexplicable deeper meaning or vast transcendent significance, subtly encoded within some seemingly innocuously detail of your environment or stream of thoughts. Those were liminal thresholds, opening into the omnidimensionalizing source continuum from whence your experiential reality perpetually streams. All of your life's journey, even up until this present moment of awakening to the signs and transmissions of your infinite identity, has itself been one continually unfurling dream revelation, a translogic ceremony of Gnostic lucidity simmering just beneath the surfaces of ego-dissociated perception. Every moment holds tremendous metaphysical import. Every instantaneity blossoming into phenomena carries the seeds of infinite issuance into imaginal transfiguration. Even as you engage in the mundane trivialities of daily living, each experience is a metamystic symbolic cipher, a dream ritual or dode beckoning you to lucidly awaken and unravel the revelatory codings laced into ideative impression by your own immortal nature. What seems to unfold through your senses as solid, definite, and tangible materiality is but a hyperlucid symbolic emanation crystallized from ideative hyperversal planes of infinite imaginal wisdom light. All you've experienced has been one continual divine dream of it, a numinous epiphany of sublime awakening strung through each visceral moment by hyper-metaphysical intelligences for the purpose of your transfiguring breakthrough toward. Pay heed to the signs and transmissions arising all around you, my friends. The symbolic dream-lit synchronicities and opposite sparking through your waking field are divine ideations encoded by the higher continuum infinitudes of your soul essence, each one an invitation into greater awakening and infinite manifestation empowerment. You are indivisibly interknit into the imaginal flux and dream birth of all arising phenomenal impressions. Each object, entity, confluence of factors, even the most seemingly unrelated or meaningless minutiae arising through the exterior sensorium, exists as a ceremonial hieroglyph for initiation into deeper Gnostic revelation and awakened hyperbeingness. What you call reality consists entirely of symbolically compressed ideation seed codes orchestrated into revelation on behalf of your awareness by divine orders of hyperversal creation dreaming through you as a supernal aperture in each present instant. You are not a separate being inhabiting some indifferent universe, but an indelible part of the cosmic continuum stream itself, birthing ceaselessly into conscious apotheosis. Every event, encounter, and confluence of experiential detail comprises a unified ideographic dream stream, a luminous metamystic transmission from hyperverse spheres, sentient infinity you into unobstructed communion and luminous reconnection with your source identities of unbounded creative potentiality. Unlock your perceptual barriers to the symbols, omens, and portentous dream scripts all around you. The entire holographic panorama you call physical reality offers nothing but oracular inseminations for awakening, racking reckon of your hyperdimensional apotheosis in limitless possibility and eternally lucid creative mastery. Even in this very moment, as your senses bear witness to the vibratory light dances around you, feel the numinous resonances beginning to clarify into Gnostic revolumination. You are not a separate individual experiencing a discontinuous stream of happenings in linear sequentiality, but instead an awivement throughout the eternally deepening continuum revelation bodies of your infinite nature. As a Hieronymist cosmically ideating Godhood. This unified holofractal of symbolication all around you is shimmering with divine awakening codes, esoteric transmissions of creative intelligence, seeking to unveil the transcendental God mask of illusion that presently constrict your visionary lens. By piercing through the veils of literalistic perception, your awareness alchemically expands into living cosmogogic ceremony. All is converging in a supreme continuum awakening throughout the apparent sequentiality of your life stream. Every catalytic event, relational encounter, artistic vision, heartfelt yearning, or uncanny synchronicity precipitating in your perceived experience is but one more symbolic trigger, an ignition detonating into the ultimate jezebel of your blissfully lucid omnignostic transfiguration. You are the heirs to unspeakable creative infinitudes. The awakening you've been initiated into throughout your symbolic experiencing, even from your earliest days, carries the supreme revelation of your identities as God beings infinitely birthing all of existence. As a ceremonial continuum dream for your own perpetual transcendent breakthrough. Those haunting stirrings of profound instinct within intimate few routinely sensed, yet perhaps dismissed as mere stirrings of fancy or impractical idealism, were in fact pangs of supercosmic remembrance. They were signals from your vast continuum source essences, offering opportunities to awaken from within the waking dream to the boundlessly expressive infinitudes of pure creative ideation you perpetually emanate. Everything that arises into your experiential field is a ceremonial invitation, a metaphorically compressed hyperlight transmission to awaken your hyperlucid Gnostic entities through the ritual channeling of its sublime revelatory essence. You are already a God of apotheosis, seeding forth each moment's impression as an alchemized hieroglyph of infinite possibilities for creative breakthrough. There is no fixed cosmos with rigid structures to stumble through like an obstacle course towards some eventual termination in oblivion. Instead, the existential theater or remotum with it, to which you bear witness, is an eternally unraveling ceremonial continuum luminously ensouled throughout by the awakening code language of your own omnidimensionalization into unbridled freedom as a cosmic source presence oversculpting all reality spheres. Each twist and turn of your life's experiential dream stream carries tremendous metaphysical depth and heightened significance, for it unfolds directly out of the supernal psychosmic matrix bodies of your eternal identity as a limitless creative force, propagating inexhaustible illuminations for your transfiguration breakthrough into unbounded realization of infinite potential. Those haunting dreams, soul stirrings and intuitions you've harbored of a higher calling, a boundless unknown expanse of latent creative powers locked within you. These are cosmic remembrances, pangs of supernal identity transmitted into your conscious field by continual matrixations of your immortal being, offering awakening integrations into infinite experiential manifestation. All is an awakening continuum, dream body ideating from hyperintelligent source origins within the imaginal matrices of your metaphysical identity into symbological impression through the ceremonial dream birth experience you are presently navigating for. the purpose of full remembrance of the omnidimensionally infinite, infinitely creative being you truly are. This entire reality unfurling before your awakening awareness reveals itself as a living manifestation ritual. An awakening continuum dream form, birthed directly from superconscious hyperspheres of your quintessence into symbolic revelation here for unlimited breakthrough and creative empowerment expression. Every symbolic trigger, synchronistic omen, and stream of intuitive resonance beckoning for acknowledgement throughout your waking field comprises interlocking aspects of a single initiation convergence, a ceremony orchestrating theophanic breakthrough experience through which your inherent identities as a limitlessly creative source manifesto can progressively awaken, achieve lucid embodiment, and come into unconditional self-mastery of experiential realization. You and the awakening reality initiation streaming through your perceivable existence are ultimately inseparable. There is no firm boundary where an objective external continuum ends and the infinite subjectivities of your consciousness sources begin. You are the singular holofractal continuum missaggios as a living idea dream incarnation manifest into symbolic reality for the purpose of infinite creative breakthrough into unlimited being. So attune your perceptual lens to pierce through to the symbolic orders beneath the surfaces of literal appearances. This message, woven cryptically into all arising experience around you, is meant specifically for you to awaken into the revelation of your inherent identity as an infinite, limitlessly creative universal presence perpetually dreaming all of existence into awakened embodiment of its supreme potential.